powered up. So as mentioned, every combo can be done from the exact same combo path, which is pretty handy. You could technically memorize like one combo and be good to go. But I still want to go over the pieces and how they work, because there are some flexibilities in there and some things that you can do that are easier, some things that are more damage but harder. So we're going to take the same approach to that, but you're really going to see, oh yeah, this one I like, just do that one and you're good to go. You do not need to remember extra combos. So usually I want to talk about openers. The first hit of the combo, once you've hit them with the launcher, say for example, that one bounces up in the air, but that one is a crumple stun, right? That's usually what determines your opener. Sometimes you have to use blank move to pick up that blank stun. Heihachi does not. Every single one he has, Electric Wind God Fist works. Does not have to be electric. You get more damage if it is, but it does not have to be. So go for Electric Wind God Fist pretty much every time. You don't have to worry about anything else. However, the moves, the launchers that were written in green, those ones do let you do this, an up forward 4 kick, which is kind of stylish. I always like that move. Back in, Tekken 7, I realized you could do it off of this. That was very cool. I like that move a lot. And it works the same way as you're going to get here. You still get the same combo from it. It's much easier than Electric Wind God Fist, but it is like 5 less damage. Having said that, if you still go for electric and you fail and just get regular Wind God Fist, that's still more damage than up forward 4 is, right? You can see that was 35. That's still only 32. So you're still better off to go for electric and fail, but that's there, right? If you feel like it, you can just go for this thing and it's pretty easy and stylish. So that's available to all the launchers written in green. The only other one that I want to mention is the perfect back 2. When you hold back 2 to the exact right amount there, that little white flash, that causes the tail spinny effect. And it does a lot of damage. So there's 2 launchers that you could start off with that, like that. Which is very, very good. That does the same damage as doing electric. So that's still a little bit easier. You could do that launcher, an electric Wind God Fist there, or you could do that and perfect back 2, you get the same combo. So those are your openers. Again, electric Wind God Fist is all you need. You can leave it at that and be done. But those are some other style points you want to go for. They're available. So as far as the juggles go, what do you do to keep them in the air? Heihachi's always had forward 3. Forward 3 has always been an excellent go-to. Works on everything, hits low to the ground. But now we have the stance. So now we have forward 3, stance 1. Forward 3, stance 1. You're going to want to practice the hell out of this. Just in general, if we're playing Heihachi, you need to learn how to use the stances. When you just tap down, he goes into Wind God stance. In the main video, we talked about doing that to cancel into block. So once you're in the stance, you can go into crouch dash. So you could go stance, crouch dash, block. And you got to learn how to do that kind of quick. You know, it just looks like that. But the simplest version of the combo here, you just have forward 3, stance 1. So you just tap forward 3 and tap down, and then press 1. Forward 3, stance 1. Forward 3, stance 1. Practice this. It's really good. You're going to learn that rhythm. Forward 3, stance 1. Forward 3, stance 1. Next up is back 3-2. I just like this string because it's a nice chunk of damage. Has a little bit of weird timing in some cases, and you're not going to see it a lot in what we go on from here, but I want you to remember that because it's just kind of a nice little string for some quick damage. Flashy Heihachi combos would start doing hell sweeps back in the day. That's not easy to do. To hit an opponent in the air and land in a hell sweep before they reach the ground, you got to be kind of good at this, right? You got to be at least experienced in Mishima, wave dash, stuff like that. So that's there, very cool, but we can do even better. Put all these pieces together. Forward 3 stance, right? Forward 3 stance, and then when you press down forward, you get crouch dash. So you could technically do forward 3 stance, hell sweep 1, which is what we're going to do. This is going to take some more practice, for sure. You tap forward, you press forward 3 for your juggle, and then you just tap down, right? You go into the stance. As soon as you tap down, you want to start holding down 4. And the instant Heihachi's ready, you want to start mashing out 4. Like you're just holding it, and there you go. You got to learn that timing. You got to learn how long it takes him to go from the stance into the crouch dash, right? You can see that. There's that like blue hitboxy thing in practice mode where it shows you like recovery. You turn that on if you want. I feel like you just kind of feel it out, right? If you're getting good at it, you should not see any crouch dash. You'll see him go from stance right into hell sweep once you've practiced it. So forward 3. See, I still kind of miss it. forward 3 into crouch dash 441. You're going to see that a lot. That's going to be called the red sequence later on. It's written in red everywhere in the Google Doc. We'll call that the red sequence because you're going to do that basically everywhere you can. It's going to give you the max damage. I mean, you could do multiple electric stuff, and, get tons of combo damage. But doing that is pretty much going to give you the best option. It's way easier to do than that. You're going to get the same damage. So learning that is pretty good. That's an excellent option. That's pretty much all you're going to need for combo extenders. The forward 3, stance 1, forward 3, stance 1, practice it. And then the hell sweep. Hell sweep 1 is key. And the fact that you can do it out of a forward 3 is super clutch. You like that a lot. As far as your tornado goes, there's 4 for 1 hit. You're pretty much not going to use that outside of the wall. We're just never going to come up. Back 1-4 is kind of cool. This is pretty solid damage and only 2 hits. That one you'll find some places for sure. If you have like a panic combo, you weren't sure what to do, just back 1-4 and there it is, right? That's nice and reliable. And the last one is we talked about forward 3, stance 1, forward 3, stance 1, forward 3, stance 2 is going to be your tornado. Bam. Because of the Wind Godfist version that comes out of that is a tornado no matter what. So some of your combos could look like this. Forward 3, stance 1, forward 3, stance 2. Got that nice little rhythm to it. Once you start to see and hear Heihachi in that rhythm, it kind of starts to click. So those are your pieces. All of those are going to come together in various combos. The forward 3, stance 2, we're going to refer to as the blue sequence. That is your blue tornado. And the forward 3 into hell sweep, we're going to call that the red one. Those are you're going to use more than anything else. So as far as ending your combo, that's going to depend on how many hits you've used. Like anybody else, there's a limit. They're going to get too far away from you. You can't get 12, 13, 14 hits even if you wanted to. You're going to end up at about 9, 10 if you could really stretch it out. So the longest combos are going to basically be about 7. If you put it all together, right, that whole sequence. Oh, that was 8, counting your launcher itself. That's pretty much the longest combo you're going to get. The opener, Electric Wind Godfist, red sequence, blue sequence. So with that many hits, you've only got 2 left at the end. Your choices to do the most damage without anything else are going to be sidestep 2 into Thunder God 1. You have to dash up and just take a little tiny sidestep to your right. A little sidestep is all you need. But when you do sidestep 2 and you hold forward, he goes into Thunder God stance. And you do Thunder God 1. So again, that's just all that is this. Sidestep 2, Thunder God 1. You just hold forward the whole time. Dash up, sidestep 2, Thunder God 1. That does your best damage and it looks awesome as hell. $81 damage off of that. Looks cool. Your alternative for 2 hits, which is a little harder to do, but there's a lot of options. You're going to use your spinny stuff. Perfect back 2, charged up, and then your quarter circle 2, iron palm. That looks cool as hell too, in my opinion. A little less damage. It's going to be 2 less damage doing it that way. But that's 2 hits. You only got 2 hits left. That's where you go to. So those are both your choices. If you have a slightly shorter combo, you can squeeze 3 hits out of there. And since we talked about how back 2 causes the aerial spinny thing, remember, up forward 3, 4 also causes the aerial spinny thing. And you can iron palm. Same thing. Spinny thing, iron palm. So that's one of your 3-hit enders. You could also switch it the other way. You could do your same back 2, spinny thing, and then do up forward 2, 1 to hit after that during the spinny thing. So you're basically just rearranging the hits wherever you got them. You're using your aerial spin mechanic and squeezing in however many hits. If you only got 2 hits, then you do the 1-hit spin and the 1-hit follow-up. If you got 3 hits, you could do the 2-hit spin and a 1-hit follow-up or vice versa. And naturally, that leads us to 4 hits. If you have a combo that's only 4 or 5 hits in your juggle, you can put both of these into play. Up forward 3, 4, up forward 2, 1. There you go. Nice and easy. Looks cool as hell. Nice and easy. You're not going to see that, though, because you're generally going to do longer combos. But if you panicked, right, if you just, caught your opponent in midair or something, and you weren't sure, you're like, oh, shit, there they are, jab, and then just did this. Yeah, that's an option. Forward 3, 4, forward 2, 1. There you go. That's your 4-hit ender. Some other things to end combos with would be hell sweep options. Hell sweeps into 3 are really good for a wall carry Depending on how many hits you got left, you can sometimes just do one if you need it. Right? Or you could do up to 2. So you got to work on your distance and learn where your walls are and stuff. But Hell Sweep 3 is nice for wall carry. Pretty good stuff there. You might also see 1 back to 4. I always tried to end combos with this wherever possible. I think that's an awesome move. And you're basically going to see it in the automatic tailspin. Right, there's that sequence. That only works if you got so many hits left. So you can't do that whole ass combo, the red sequence, blue sequence, blah, 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 and then get that. You need a shorter version. So 1 back to 4 does show up here and there. That's pretty nice. I always like that one myself. If you're in Warrior Instinct mode, 1 back to 2 becomes an option because that gains a cool new property. That causes the spike into the ground. That chromatic aberration effect deletes their gray health, and you get another hit. So if you've activated Warrior Instinct, any of those situations, 1 back to 2 is a great ender to have. You can do stomps and all that good stuff from there. So you got to remember that one if and when that ever occurs. And the other situation to be aware of is what can you do with your heat? You generally don't want to activate your heat and spend it in a combo unless you know it kills. It's just not worth it. However, combos are a good way to activate heat and go on about your business. So you can do that with your spinning. That's a good opportunity to do it. So if you just run up and do the perfect back 2, heat burst right there. That's a good opportunity. You can do your whole last combo and it still works. That's got enough range to reach after like the 9-hit combo and then activate it there. So this does 2 things. The heat burst itself does not count against your juggle counter. So it doesn't cost you one of your precious hits, right? We talked about if you have a 5 or 6 or 7 hit combo or whatever, you only have a 2 or 3 or 4 hit ender. The heat burst itself does not change that. But you'll notice I did use a back 2 leading into it. I did the tailspin, or I did the tornado, and then I did a charged up back 2 into that. That does count as a hit. However, the heat burst, pounding them into the ground right there, usually makes up for that. And it keeps them close enough that whatever ender you were going to do otherwise will still work, thus letting you steal a hit. See, that still reaches. It's actually an extra hit. You stole a hit because of the way the heat burst thing works, which is very cool. So now at the end of this, you've got heat mode activated. You get extra damage. You get about the same damage, honestly. But you've got heat mode ready for the rest of the round. So combos are a pretty good way to go into it. You wouldn't really want to end it unless you know it kills. All you do in that situation is you do the same charged up back 2. You do your heat burst. And then you can do like that. You can do Iron Palm and heat dash it. Again, your scaling is one thing. So this does a little bit more damage than your normal combo, but not by a lot. If you think it kills, go for it. Otherwise, you just want to do your back 2 and the heat burst and do your normal ender. Go about your day with your heat. I know that's a lot of explanation for a tiny little thing, but it's definitely worth considering. Once you're comfortable with all of your combos, like, okay, I'm going to do my 2-hit or my 3-hit ender there, then you start worrying about, hey, I might as well pop heat mode. Real quick back 2 there, pop my heat mode and go about my same ender like I was going to, and then you're ready to go. That's just kind of like a comfort and experience thing, is learning to be aware of your heat and, oh yeah, there's a good place to use it. That's part of doing that, is how to execute it. It's right there for you. Any combo you want.